Ladies and gentlemen, hello. And we are here with a new guest today, Jake Biggie Mills.
What's
Welcome to the
up,
show.
guys?
Over
Thank
from
you for having
TJ
me.
2400 Productions. No
Yes.
problem, Jake. So, folks, today we are going to talk about the NFL schedule.
Exciting.
I feel like so many of us have waited for so long just to see who you're playing at what times so you can book
Absolutely.
seats.
Yes. Yes.
So, Jake, how about we get this started?
All right. So, do you want to go first? Because what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to do. So, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We're going to go through our favorite team schedules, and then we're going to look at some intriguing matchups that we want to talk about because, they seem like they're going to be really good games, and they can have some playoff decisions on the line at that they're later in the season. So, you want to go first, Jake? Since it's your
Absolutely,
show, you start
Jake.
with the,
No
with the,
problem.
uh, the boys.
Yeah. So the Cowboys, they have an interesting schedule. A few games that I think they'll definitely be destroyed in, like against the 49ers, who always own us for some reason.
Always, yes.
The Eagles, we always split the series
Always.
every
That's
single year.
it's a guaranteed every year.
Yeah.
Always.
So, personally, I have the Dallas Cowboys at a record of 10-7 this year.
Okay.
I could just start with week one. The New York Giants in East Rutherford. Um, Great stadium. I do have the Cowboys winning that one against the Giants.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But then week two, they go to Dallas for the first time, and I'm giving them a loss to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers,
Oh,
he's had Dallas's number for an awfully long time, and I don't
yeah.
think he's gonna lose it just because he left Green Bay.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree. Now, here's the thing, though. Here, I'm going to point this out since we're on the topic of the Jets.
yeah.
I'm really hoping this isn't the case. But what if we see another Russell Wilson situation
We
where they're predicted to be really good, make the playoffs, and they absolutely just choke? What if that happens?
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
and
big what if, because the same thing happened to Russell Wilson. What if it happens to Aaron Rodgers in New York?
yeah, and like everybody thought last year that the AFC West was just going to be that best division in football,
Was
and
not
it
even
really
close.
wasn't. No, actually, it was the NFC East.
I was just gonna say it
Yeah,
probably was the NFC East, if
uh,
we're technically speaking.
the NFC Beast actually.
Wow,
So,
that's the best way to
yeah,
put it.
yeah.
All good teams in that one for sure.
Oh yeah. So then we have the Arizona Cardinals. That's in Arizona. I'm going to take the Cowboys in that one.
I would too.
The Cardinals, they kind of fell off after 2 seasons ago. I mean, they
Yeah,
started off 8-0, then they just kind of fell off, you know?
and then last year was a very big disappointment
Oh,
for
yeah.
them for sure, and their draft even too because they
Yeah.
traded the picks around.
I know, yeah.
So if anything, I think they're gonna tank and try to get the first overall pick. That's my prediction. I think they're gonna try and win. Like they're gonna tank. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you have to at that point.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trading draft picks like that, you have to.
Yeah.
That's got to be your plan if you're doing that.
Yeah, so then the Dallas Cowboys play the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, the NFC East drew the AFC East this year.
Yeah. Oh.
So we get Buffalo, we get Miami, we get the Jets, and we get the Patriots. I think Dallas will take a win against the Patriots.
Okay.
I think the Patriots have to be that bottom of the division.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if we're gonna, talk about, we keep going off topic, but that's good. We're getting information talking about all the teams while talking
Absolutely.
about our favorite one. So we get all the information, and I think the AFC East. The Jets win that.
Yeah.
I truly think. I think the Bills are kind of on the downfall.
I agree with you there, but I'm going to have to disagree with the winner of the division, Jake.
Really? Who do
I
you
think
think?
the Dolphins win it.
Oh,
Just because, like, if Tua plays all 17,
that's the
I mean,
thing.
I feel like people forget how good Tua was
Yeah,
before he got injured last season.
right.
I mean,
And
he
that
had his team at 7-0. He went in to play Cincinnati, and that's where he got hurt, and then that was the downfall of the
I know.
Miami Dolphins.
That's the problem, though. Will he be able to play all those games? That's
Yeah.
my concern for the Miami Dolphins and
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa. Will he play all those games? I don't see that happening. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't see him playing all those games, and and a little bit of a disappointing year. But I think they finished second,
Yeah.
definitely for sure. I think it will be Jets. It'll be Jets, Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots. I
Yeah.
think that's how it's gonna end up.
Right. So next, the Dallas Cowboys go to San Francisco. This is
It's a
one of the
tough
games
one.
I'm really not looking forward to. I just think San Francisco has Dallas's number. They have for like the past few years.
I
So
agree.
I am going to give San Francisco the win here. I think it'll be a close game, like it always is. It's just
They're
like,
always very competitive.
yeah, it's just like they're never able to get it done. Just like
Yeah.
last year in the wild card or
Mm.
divisional, you saw that the Cowboys could have won the game when T.Y. Hilton went wide open down the cover two
Yeah.
of the 49ers defense. If anybody watched the game, if anyone saw that, it was posted all over. So,
Oh yeah, but you know what else was also posted all over? Ezekiel Elliott getting lit up
oh
right in the
yeah,
last play,
that was bad.
lining him up at center.
Yeah,
I wanted to plug that at some point. I
Yeah.
really wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, so next the Cowboys have the Los Angeles Chargers. Now this one's going to be really good. I mean, 2 years ago the Cowboys played the Chargers. They won the game. Um, I am going to give this to the Cowboys. Really close.
That's a fair pick. I would probably say the same thing too. I
Yeah.
mean, the Chargers are a good team, but I don't think they're,
I don't think they're ready.
I truly think they're an overrated team. Like if you look
Yeah.
at all the teams, one of the more overrated teams is always the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't get me wrong, Justin Herbert is good.
Oh yeah,
He's good, but I don't think they're as good as everyone makes them out to be.
yeah.
You know?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And now we go to the other LA
I
team.
was gonna say back to back
Yeah,
LA.
back to back. Yes. So the Rams. Disappointing season. Last season, it was really bad for them. I don't think they pick up any. I don't think they get any better this season. I got to take the Cowboys for this one, Jake.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think they get the LA sweep.
Yeah.
For sure.
So next we have the Cowboys in Philadelphia playing the Eagles.
Now this is tricky
Yeah, this one's tricky.
because last year they split it. Eagles won in Philly and the Eagles lost in Dallas. Do you
Yeah.
think it'll be the opposite this year, or
I
do you think it
don't.
remains the same?
I think it remains the same.
You think Philly
Philly
takes that home
takes this
advantage?
win at home, and then when we get to the other game, I think Dallas takes that one at home. It's
Yeah.
just like the fans really do.
They play a huge factor.
Yeah.
Both teams have very good home field advantage. Philly
Yeah.
is a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Dallas has that huge indoor stadium. It's a very big home field advantage for both of those teams. So I think it's valid to say that that's going to stay the same. Eagles win at home, Cowboys win at home, split the series again.
Yeah. So next, the Cowboys have the New York Giants again. I think the Cowboys sweep the Giants this year. I feel like we sweep Big Blue every single year.
Yeah,
to be quite
you know,
honest with you.
Yeah. Not as good as the Eagles. That's what.
Us and Philly, we mop
Oh,
them up together. Yeah.
we especially last season, man. Oh,
Yeah.
Eagles owned the Giants.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Owned the Giants.
Yeah, so I got to take Dallas in that one again. Then the Cowboys go over to Carolina with Bryce Young.
What do you
This is
think
going
he's
to
going
be
to pan out
interesting.
with that?
I think he'll pan out well. I just think Carolina's going to need another season. You got to get another receiver up on that team. I mean, Adam Thielen's a great receiver. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
It's just,
that's going to help them.
you need somebody else. I think,
That's
which is why I'm going to take the Cowboys again here.
I would too. It's going to take another year or two for the Panthers to truly get to where they should be with those guys. They need a few more pieces, and they're there.
Yeah.
A few more pieces. That's
Yep.
all they need.
Then we go home. This is Thanksgiving Day. The Dallas Cowboys host the Washington Commanders.
Okay,
I have to take the Cowboys here.
I would too. Yeah.
We always win on Thanksgiving. It feels like.
Yeah. Well, they're one of the teams that always plays on Thanksgiving along
Yeah.
with the Lions, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just think we also mop up the Commanders pretty well.
Yeah.
So I
Wish
gotta
I could
take
say
them.
the same. I mean, they somehow beat us. That one game, it was Monday Night Football. I remember that. That was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next, it really gets interesting for me. Here comes the Seattle Seahawks into Dallas.
Ooh.
Now, guys, look at the team in Seattle. Geno Smith has no excuses.
Not at
You
all.
have Tyler Lockett, you got DK Metcalf, and you have Jackson Smith. There is almost guaranteed to be somebody wide open every single
I
play.
know. You're giving Geno Smith so many targets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get that you guys are set.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, they are pretty much there. I think they could even without like a stud tight end. I think they could still cause corruption
Yeah.
and make the playoffs again, and maybe get a little higher than a wild card.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking for them.
Yeah. But this game is very close for me. I think this is going to be one of the better games this season for the Cowboys. But I have to take the Seahawks. I mean,
Okay.
I just I the Seahawks are that team that I really want to watch this season.
Yeah,
Because I want to see how Geno does.
right with all that,
Yeah.
if he plays like he did this previous season when nobody expected him to do that.
Yeah. I
Defying
think.
all those odds.
Yeah. So I just have to barely take Seattle. Barely.
That's a valid pick.
Yeah.
I still think Dallas would win the game. I'm giving
You
that
think
one to
Dallas
Dallas.
gives?
I truly am. As an Eagles fan, I'm giving that one. But that's a valid take. I can see it going both ways
Yeah. So next comes the Eagles and the Cowboys again.
in Dallas.
This one I'm taking Dallas
I would too.
because it's in the Dallas Stadium. The fans control a lot.
In the series, if we're talking about the
Series,
Cowboys,
yeah.
absolutely, it's such a huge factor. You don't
Yeah.
really think it, but it truly is. I mean, Philly is known for their home field advantage, but Dallas, you don't think about them being a team that has home field advantage, but truly they do. As much as I hate them, I agree.
Yeah.
Their home field advantage is there. It's there for
Yeah.
both teams.
Yeah. So Dallas, I think, will just barely take this one from Philly. Next, the Cowboys have the Buffalo Bills. We talked about them declining a little
We
bit.
did.
Which is why I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys in this game.
Yeah.
I think that the Bills will be worse than they were this season. Than last season.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Again, it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
You're going to see it year by year, and then eventually it's going to be, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Like this year, they'll still be a good team.
They'll still be good, but they're not going to be like.
They're not going to be
AFC.
great.
They're not going to be competing for a super. They're not going to be like in contention for winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So happened for the past like 2 years.
I think the Cowboys do take this one.
Yeah.
Off of the Bills. I mean, they're coming off a little bit of momentum, with the Eagles. I think and that's just gonna just make sure that they get the win over Buffalo and Josh Allen.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up one for me.
Yeah.
Speaking right now, it depends on how both teams pan out.
Yeah. So next, the Cowboys go to Miami. Like I just said before, I do have the Dolphins winning the division. I am gonna take the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say, this could be a trap game for the Cowboys.
I think so.
This could be a game where they're like, everyone's like, oh, they should win easily.
Yeah.
And then they go down to Miami and lose.
Well,
That happened to the Eagles a couple of years ago. If you remember, it was a regular season game. The Dolphins maybe had 5 wins at the time.
Yeah.
And the Eagles went down to Miami and lost.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to them against the Browns 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Oh yeah.
It happens. Every team has that one trap. That's my theory with the NFL. I love to praise this when I talk about the NFL. Each team has a trap game every year. They have that one game where they lose on the road to a team that they shouldn't lose to. The Eagles have that every single year, and I think that's the Cowboys game for that.
Yeah. I just think Miami's offense is so good. They're just plus. I mean, this 3-game stretch, Jake, with Philly, Buffalo, and Miami. That's
It's gonna be
a tough stretch.
It's an intriguing stretch because it can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
They could play like we're expecting them to, and pretty much win those somewhat.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, they're gonna beat the Eagles. You said beat the Bills and then lose to the Dolphins. Okay.
I just think you're roughhousing with Philly and Buffalo in 2 weeks in a row.
That's tough. Those are two really good teams.
Yeah, and I just think they're not going to be ready for Miami. They're going to take this one light. So I'm going to take Miami. There.
Okay. All right.
Next, they have the Lions.
Who are going to be scary this year.
I
tell you.
believe
Detroit
that.
Lions are going to be scary this year. Watch out, NFL.
Yeah, but I do have to take the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah, that's another one of those coin flipper games.
Yeah,
it definitely is. But yeah, I can just see that. But
it's at home. It's in Dallas.
No, that's the thing.
If it was in Detroit, I'd take Detroit.
Yeah, but don't forget the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions game at the end of the season that knocked
is
Green
true.
Bay out of the playoffs. Remember that? That was at the end of the year, and this is the second to last game of the season for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Remember that. That's something that the Lions could pull off.
Yeah. I feel like this time of year it depends on what the records are. If Dallas knows
this
they're in the
far in
playoffs-
the season, and these are hard to predict now.
Yeah, they are.
It's May.
So then the last game for the Dallas Cowboys, they play the Washington Commanders. We ended up losing to them in the last game last season. It's also because we only played our starters for the first quarter.
Yes, and typically when
Um,
that's a normal thing, but still you don't want to be losing
yeah.
games like
I think
that.
Dallas will make the playoffs again this year. So I think the Commanders are going to take this one just because of the fact that I don't believe Dallas will play their starters in that
Right,
game.
they'll already have the playoff spot locked. Yeah,
I think so.
that's true. That is all. That's a factor you also have to think about. And
Yep.
people doing these schedule predictions, people don't think about that. They'll think about like, oh, if they make the playoffs, they're going to play all their second and third stringers, and they might lose this game because the Commanders might be out of the playoffs and
Yep.
they're trying to get a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something people don't look at.
Yeah. All right. So that is it for the Dallas Cowboys schedule. I'm so excited to watch them play this season. Jake, how about you take Phillies?
All right, well, let me just say here, I think we're going to sweep the preseason. You got Baltimore,
Oh.
Cleveland, and Indianapolis. I think
Yeah.
those are all wins right there. But that's not the point of this.
Yeah.
All right, so week one, the Eagles are the New England Patriots. Now, this one, I think they get the win.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, if you remember the opening game last year, the Lions surprised me, truly. And they surprised pretty much the whole NFL. They almost beat the Eagles. That was a good game. That was a close game, close matchup. I think it's going to be the same deal with New England. New England's not going to finish well. I don't think they're going to be very good, but they're going to play the Eagles tough the first week. It happens.
Yep.
I swear to God, every year the Eagles they open up and they don't play up the competition. A team like the Detroit Lions last year and this year, the New England Patriots plays them tough. They still win, but it's closer than it should be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Philly with that 1-0.
I give Philly that win
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
New England.
So now this one, I'm giving the Eagles the L on this one. It's Thursday night football against the Minnesota Vikings. It's in Philly. I'm going to be truly disappointed if my prediction's right, but I think they lose to the Minnesota Vikings at home on Thursday night football.
Wow.
That's an intriguing pick. It is, isn't it?
That is an interesting pick. That's tough for me because Minnesota always seems to hang in
Yeah.
some of the games. I mean, I can't say that myself when we wiped them up last season.
Right.
But,
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that.
but I'm giving this to Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think week two they'll come together.
Yeah. I think so. It's just. You know what though? I think it depends more on how they play against New England. If they sweep the floor with New England, then maybe they'll win this game. But I don't see that happening, so it's gonna
Yeah.
lead me to believe that. So 1-1, and then they're at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Monday Night Football. They get that win on prime time.
I also give them that win. I just think the Buccaneers are gonna fall off now without Tom
It's
Brady.
gonna be a rough couple of years for the Bucks.
Yeah, they got to find a new quarterback.
They do. They gotta rebuild that QB room and everything.
Yeah.
So 2-1.
Yep.
And then they come back to Philly Sunday 1 o'clock against the Washington Commanders. That's a W. That's 3-1 there. And then they're at the Los Angeles Rams, SoFi Stadium. Like we're talking about, the Rams ain't gonna do much again.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
not gonna.
don't be wrong. Cooper Kupp's a great
No.
receiver. He'll have a great. I think he'll have a great season again,
Yeah.
coming off that injury. But I just don't think he himself is enough to carry the
that
Rams.
offense. He can't
Yeah,
carry that offense. I just don't think their offense is very good. They're just not like I don't know what happened. They just lost their
Super Bowl
juice.
drought, man.
They lost their juice. They're not the same team.
Yeah,
So I'm taking the Eagles. It's a 4:05 game on a Sunday at SoFi, so that's 4-1 right there.
Yep.
This one I'm kind of worried about.
Oh.
Sunday, 4:25 at MetLife Stadium, New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how I feel about this one. I really don't.
Well,
I think they get the win. I think they beat the Jets. Truly, the Jets are going to be good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to be like a hard team to beat. But I think it's going to be a close game. Eagles pull it out in New Jersey against the Jets. Aaron Rodgers falls to Philly,
yeah,
and so that's what 5-1 there.
yeah.
Okay.
I also think that Philly is just gonna barely take that. I think it's gonna be a really good.
That's going to be
game.
a really good one. I'm actually kind of excited for that one. That's one of the ones I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
To be honest with you.
me too.
And now, Sunday night football, home against Miami. Here's my prediction. This is that game that the Eagles are just going to dominate. They're going to absolutely plunder the Dolphins.
Whoa.
They listen. There's different now throughout an NFL season. Each team has at least 3 different types of games here. They have a game where they absolutely blow out a team where it looks like a high school football game where a good team plays a bad team. Where, it's like they win by like 20 some points.
Yeah.
Then they have their really good game that everybody talks about that's close. It was down to the last minute and it was like a 21-14 final or like a 14-7 final or even a 28-21, like a one touchdown game.
Yeah. And then the trap.
And then the trap games. I love talking about the trap games because people don't talk about them at all. And that's how I believe in. Every team has one trap game a year. And I actually have that coming up. That one might be a little intriguing to you. It's later in the year, so it's going to
We'll get to that in a little bit.
But that one, I have that one set, the trap game. It's at the end of the year, though, so it might not really count as one because they might bench their starters, but this is going to be that one. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I personally want to say that I think the Dolphins take down Philly and Dallas.
Ooh.
I'd say this is the trap game for Philly. To be honest,
it could be. It could be. And here's the thing: trap games I like to say are on the road, but this one's home.
Yeah.
And the trap game I picked for earlier in the year, or later in the season, is a home game in Philly too. So, yeah, but I think this is the game where they absolutely blow out the team, and it's going to be at the cost of the Miami Dolphins. So that's 6-1.
I think so, yeah.
Let me see. Yep, 6-1. All right, and then they're at the Washington Commanders. I think they lose this game.
Whoa.
They
Coming
did it
off
last-
of a big win against Miami.
Yeah, they get. I think that's gonna be a factor. So I think they lose at Washington 1 o'clock on a Sunday.
I could see it.
That's
I could see it.
that's a tricky one to pick, but I truly think that's gonna happen. So what, 7-2 at this point?
Yeah.
And then next week, November 5th, Sunday, 4:25, home against the Dallas Cowboys. That's a win for the Eagles.
We just talked about that.
8-2, right there. Then we're on the bye week. I think we win that.
I
I think we win that one.
And you think you win the bye?
Yeah. Now Monday Night Football
Oh,
at Kansas City.
that's tough.
That's a loss.
Yeah,
That's going to be a loss.
I think so.
I think Kansas City just owns us.
Yeah.
Like to that Super Bowl, it's just going to be like every time we play, like this is going to be an awesome game. Everyone's going to be tuned in for this one. This is going to be a great game. Super
Yeah.
Bowl rematch. I think Kansas City takes it again, unfortunately.
I believe you are correct, Jake.
Yeah. So
Mahomes he's crazy.
he is.
He can do everything.
He is a madman. So what's that? 7-3?
You think so? Yeah.
7-3, something like that. Here, let me count this up real fast. So, win, loss, win, 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 loss, win, loss. So yeah, like
7-3.
7-3. All right, so 7-3. All right, Sunday, 4:25, home against the Buffalo Bills. Eagles win that one, 8-3. I like how they're playing different teams here. They're playing the Bills, they're playing the Chiefs, they're playing some more AFC teams. I
Yeah,
like it.
it's nice. It'll be a true test
It
for
will.
these NFC
For
East
sure.
teams.
Absolutely. So yeah. Actually I think I keep forgetting the record.
8-3 now.
Is it 8-3 now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 8-3. All right, Sunday, 4:25 against the San Francisco 49ers in Philly. They win that one.
9-3.
9-3. Yes. Yes.
I think the Eagles will take that as well. The 49ers are a great team, one of the best in the NFC, but Philly is just a bit better, I think.
I think so too, and it showed. Even though they were down to their fourth string quarterback, it showed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It really did. So 9-3.
Yeah.
And then we're at Dallas, 9-4.
Yeah.
That's going to be a loss. They split the series again.
Every
Dallas went
year.
Home. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Every year. So
No matter what.
no matter what,
Whether Dallas wins in Philly,
I know.
Philly wins in Dallas, it just happens somehow.
Yeah. All right. So now we're at Christmas Day, 4:30, taking on the Giants. The Link, taking a win there. So that's
10-4.
10-4 there for the Eagles. And now, my trap game.
Here we go. Who is
Home against the Arizona Cardinals.
Whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
I don't believe it for a second. The Cardinals, they're not
They're going to be
great.
bad. Exactly. That's the point. And it's December 31st. They have one more game after that. They're going to be at that point of the year where, but if they're 10-4, they shouldn't be doing this. But I truly think, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sadly, but yeah, so 10-5.
Yeah.
And then they get the win at the Giants week 18, so that's We did miscount. I'm pretty sure.
I think we did.
Yeah. So
I think you skipped the Giants again.
we didn't count. We didn't add it in, which is because after we predicted all these games, we messed up. But you know what I'm saying. So that would be the losses would be we'll just go through the losses because we'll just add up the wins there.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings, Washington Commanders, Kansas City Chiefs,
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys, and the Arizona Cardinals. That's 5 losses.
So 12-5.
12-5 for the
saying.
Eagles this year.
Yeah.
So that's my final prediction. 12-5 this year for the Eagles. We did mess that up a little bit.
I think so.
We
Yeah.
did. It's okay. Math isn't our strongest subject.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. So 12-5 for the Eagles.
10-7 for the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's good enough for both teams in the
Oh,
playoffs.
they'll get in the playoffs. They both will.
Yep.
Dallas, it might be a little harder to slip in because it's two NFC East teams.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, who do you think's gonna be more competitive, the NFC or AFC? Let's get into this question now because I'm trying to think for playoff things. Who do you think will be more competitive, the AFC or the NFC?
I think it's got to be the AFC.
Yeah,
Jake. It's just because
that's what I was thinking.
look at
too.
who you have there. It's like you have the Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets. You have the Chiefs. You have the Chargers who
There's
could
just
sneak
so
in there.
much. There's
The
really
Ravens, the Bengals, the Jaguars. Like,
There's
how do you
so
fit
much.
all those teams
Yeah,
in 7?
the AFC is going to be way more competitive, I think.
Yeah.
So I think the Eagles and Cowboys will both make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
When talking about who's more competitive, I think the AFC is 100% more competitive.
All right, Jake, I have a question for you, sir.
What is up?
So we got what matchups this season are you really waiting for?
Well,
Something you want to see besides Philly.
Besides Philly or Dallas, Week 1 Bills Jets. Aaron Rodgers Jets regular season debut.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by that one.
Yeah.
That's one I'm really wow, this is going to be a good one.
I was actually scrolling through Week 9, I believe it was, and I saw 425 Seahawks play the Lions.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel like that, I want to see the Seahawks. I want to see how the Lions play.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch both of those teams. Definitely a game to watch, guys.
I think so because, those are two teams. I think they're going to have similar seasons.
I agree.
The Lions are going to be, I think they're going to be way above average this year.
Yeah.
Compared to how they have been. They're going to play above. This is going to be one of their best seasons in probably team history, I think, because, their history isn't great, Lions. So I think this is going to be one of their best seasons ever.
Yeah, I think they win the NFC North.
Yeah. Oh, it's a possibility. Absolutely is.
I think they have the best roster.
Yeah, but I think the Minnesota Vikings win that division.
Yeah?
I truly think so. I think it's going to go Vikings, Lions, Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
Wow.
Do you think actually though, the Bears and the Packers can be
They
interchangeable
could be,
for last.
yeah. I just don't expect much from the Packers.
I think the Packers won 5 games this year.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, but they could surprise us. Remember people were saying about Seattle last year and they made the playoffs?
Oh,
And they they actually played good in their playoff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that could be another situation. Jordan Love could carry that team somehow, and nobody knows.
That would be crazy.
I
don't see it happening myself, personally.
I don't either, but
it could.
You never know. People said that about Geno Smith and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That could be another one of those situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be a very good game. Seattle and Detroit. That's one I'll look forward to as well.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I'm intrigued by the Lions. I really am.
I'm definitely excited to see Kansas City and Philly's game.
That's going to be a good one.
Rematch of the Super Bowl. Who isn't going to chime in for that
Right,
game?
exactly. Everybody wants to see
Even
that
if you're
one.
not a fan, you want to see
Absolutely.
who wins that.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be so interesting
It's
how
gonna be
this whole season plays out.
Yeah.
Training camp will be here before we know it, Jake.
Dude, literally, we are already closing in on summer, and we're coming in on summer, and we're we got the schedule release. We're graduating in less than a month, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So NFL season's coming up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Just crazy to think that last year's Super Bowl was the last game we got to watch before college, huh?
I know, right?
Huh.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you think about it, it's the last one. Yeah, it is. We can see a rematch while we're in college of it. How about
absolutely.
that? How about that?
I'm sure we'll be doing podcasts as
Absolutely.
well. We're gonna keep you guys informed for whoever
Absolutely.
is not.
A lot more collaborations between me and Jacob. He'll be
Absolutely.
featured more on my channel, and I'll be featured more on Off the Record for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, next week I will be featured over on Jake's
Yeah,
channel,
we will be
TJ
doing
2400 Productions.
a video talking about the NFL stuff, truly.
Yeah.
Again, because that's what you specialize in.
Yeah,
I'll bring you
absolutely.
on, and we'll probably be live streamed. That's how I like to do these types of videos. I like to do them live. Have people comment and give their input, and just I love talking sports on the channel, bringing people on and doing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
why I like what he's doing a lot.
All right, guys, so that is going to end our video here today. I appreciate everyone who watches. Thank you so much again. If you want, hit the like, subscribe button, share it down below. Please go check out Jake's channel, TJ2400 Productions. I will link that in the description below.
Yes.
If you have not already subscribed to him, he's got some great stuff coming up on that channel. All right, guys, we'll see you in a week.
See you guys.